Hello, everyone. I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Yep. Last we left off, we did the Heart of the Nora quest. Yeah, the Shadow Karja Eclipse guy sent a Hillis, I think his name is. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, he sent a force of Eclipse and corrupted machines towards the Nora lands. Mhm. So we rushed over there in order to, defend the lands to fight off the invaders. Yep. It's like by the time we got there, it was like they pushed the Nora into the All Mother Mountain. Yep. They had like a little corrupted machine scattered about. There was a Devastator that we decided not to fight. Um, there's probably people over there. Not too far away, but anyway, getting distracted. Can you guys stop? There's something over there, obviously. Yeah, I can see the arrows and one. Yep, there's people. Oh, Thunderjaw's getting involved. This should be over quickly. But anyway, getting distractions aside, but yeah, by the time we got to the Nora lands, they pushed the Nora people into the All Mother Mountain, where they laid siege with corrupted machines. Yep. There was as I said, there was a Devastator that we saw, but we passed up. I mean, if he was by himself, I would consider fighting him, but he wasn't by himself. There's at least one Corruptor next to him, and I think Watcher, Scrappers as well. So, yeah. Now, the Devastator by himself is pretty powerful. I mean, bristling with guns, and I think he has flamethrowers and rockets and all that jazz. But, so yeah, we decided to pass up that fight. But we did take out some corrupted machines along the way, some Eclipse soldiers. And by the time we got to, what's it called? Mother's Watch. Yeah, so Mother's Watch. Yeah, took down two more Corruptors, some more Eclipse guys, some corrupt machines. Yep, and at the entrance to All Mother Mountain was a corrupted Thunderjaw. Yeah, it's kind of like bombarding the mountain with some soldiers. So, yep. So, cutscene ensued. They ran out to fight. We immediately tied down the Thunderjaw, picked up one of the Devastator guns that was just lying about for some reason. We picked that up and just blasted the Thunderjaw. Almost killed it in one full volley, but yeah, it was an easy fight with that, especially since we had a big old machine gun. Cleared out the soldiers, cutscene, talk. And then we went inside All Mother Mountain. It was a Aleutha. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Aleutha 9. Yeah, like a little birthing facility for humans. Yeah, artificial wombs, gestate, embryos. They had robots that's, cared for the children. But something went wrong. Yeah, their development stopped after a certain point because Apollo was offline for some reason. Yeah, Apollo being, the store of human knowledge that they were then supposed to learn from as they grew up, but it was offline, so they never got to that step. So they stopped really developing, cared for. Their level of care ended at like kindergarten, and these are like full-grown, adults. So yeah, some of the recordings kind of indicated their frustration in their circumstances and all that. So, but yeah, eventually they were let out, and yep, and they ended up becoming the Nora people. At least maybe the other nearby people came from them as well, but who knows? Yep. And inside we found Gaia's plea to, stop Hades, the Master Overrides up in the mountain. Yeah. And, you know, Aloy's like, there's no mother, there was a thing, and Silence is trying to help us. Slap some sense into us, I guess. But, yeah. Then we came out, the people revered us as, you know, some sort of deity? Well, demigod at least. You know, the daughter of the All-Mother and all that stuff. But yeah. Aloy kind of snapped out of it and said, hey, we got a job to do, so let's go. So I think the forces are gathering in Meridian because the Spire is one of the radio towers that Hades wants to use to reactivate the machines and all that jazz. So, yeah, and that was it. That's basically all we did. And I didn't do anything between episodes, so everything's the same. I haven't done anything at all. I probably should because I don't know. I have some pouches to upgrade for ammo capacity, but yeah, at this point, they're weapons I don't really use that much, so it's not really worth doing, but who knows. But yep. And today we're going to do the mountain that fell. Yep. Go up there. Apparently that's where Gaia Prime was until she self-destructed. Yep. Now, I could have gone up there earlier. I mean, there is a point where you can't progress until now. But if we have gone up there earlier, we could have done... There's a cutscene in a fight that I could have triggered early, but I decided, you know... I do remember that, so I avoided it until now. So we're going to go up there. I know there's a fight... I think it's a Stormbird, if I'm not mistaken. But it shouldn't be too hard. I mean, if all else fails, we'll just tie him down and override him, and bam, fight's done. But yeah, so that's the plan. The mountain that fell. I'm pretty sure after this quest is the final quest of the base game, where we do like one final fight against Hades robots. Or at least against Hades, really. And if I'm right, then I will probably hold that mission off and then do the Frozen Wilds, the DLC. Because I remember right, if we did the final mission in the base game, it'll put us back to the save before the fight. So we could do the fight over again if we wanted to. And since it's, you know, the final fight, it'll probably go straight into, like, you know, maybe the ending credits and the cutscene or whatever and all that. So I'd rather have that in the final episode and probably do Frozen Wilds after this one. So yeah. And I've never done the Frozen Wilds, so it's completely new to me at that point. So yeah, so that's the plan. Mountain that fell this episode. The next episode would be start of the Frozen Wilds. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but we'll see. It doesn't seem like that big of an area. And there might be maybe a quest or 2 or 3, but hopefully it doesn't take too long. Because I want to finish this game up. Because it's fun and all, but I got other games I want to play. Yep. So, enough rambling? Enough rambling. I say let's get this show on the road. All right. To the mountain that fell. Yep. This slow trek. Yeah, still can't. This game is still beautiful. It did really good. I mean, the original release was beautiful at the time on the PS4, but the remastered here on the PS5 just looks pretty good. All right. Oop. Chargers don't really care to fight you. I don't think you are enemies. No, you look like a Bernuke. Oh, you are enemies. I did not realize that.
You're not going to be the one to stop me.
Oh. Thank you. I thought they were just regular, you know, hunters, not bandits, but oh well. Resource pouch, cool. Alright, what's our... Looks like we have to go this way. Alright. Yep, that's the last collectible in the base game as well. That last vantage point. Again, I could have gotten it earlier, but decided not to. Just not to trigger that little cutscene fight early. This is ruins with the data point, I see. Or data pad. Alright, what are you? Probably an advertisement of some sort. Nope. Phantom limbs. Dictation on. My leg hurt. Oh, my legs hurt. Okay. I thought it said my leg hurt. Well, yeah, it's not really a sentence. I keep reaching down to rub them, but of course they're not there. I tell you, it's one thing to hear about phantom limbs, another to be haunted by them. The moment my hand passes into empty space, I'm back in Bridgewater, and that nano haze is stripping my leg layer by layer, as the squad's medbots drag me out of the line of fire. Ooh. Two places at once, two halves, but one of them gone forever. Yep. So I guess it's when the swarm is making landfall in the eastern United States. Yeah, like how that nano haze is stripping my legs layer by layer. Jeez, that's the bioconverter on those Pharaoh's robots that work. Breaking down organic matter into, probably the base molecules to be rearranged as, a fuel source. Probably uses like an enzyme to break down some things. And probably, I wouldn't say physically rip the components apart, because that's, I don't know. Alright. Okay, that just leads back down. Alright, so we go this way. So I think we could still climb up here.
The way to the mountain will be hard. Ferocious machines prowl every step of the climb.
More corrupted?
Not corrupted, but they will not tolerate humans.
So what else is new?
Maybe it's Hades protecting what remains of Gaia. Maybe. I think I want to jump up. Okay, that's what I thought. Do I go up? Let's see if I can go up. Okay, I can go up. Okay.
Stalkers in the open. Watchers on the other side.
Stalkers shouldn't be too hard. We can blast them pretty well. The question is how many of them. Looks like there's two at least. Maybe three back there. Or that's a watcher. Yeah, that's a watcher, okay. Can we avoid fighting the stalkers? Maybe. I have a feeling they're focused on that little area right there. I think that's where their focus is. All right. Let's see. Oop. Just walked out of range. Just walked out of range. Alright, we're gonna wait for him to come past. Hopefully they shouldn't see him. You're the one that goes here. Okay. Wait for him to pass and then we'll strike him down. There's a third stalker right there. Okay, so it comes by over here. This would be a good spot to actually whistle him over and stab him. Come on. No. Come on. No. Do you not like coming over here? We kind of bugged you there for a second. Alright, so I guess you didn't like coming over. Which is fine. Alright, looks like we avoided the stalkers, which is good. Oh, well, they can still see us, but they're in no rush to leave their post.
Do they think they're guarding Gaia?
I doubt they think at all. More like an instinct, gathering them to her grave.
Alright. This might be one area we have to fight. Okay. There's a lot of wreckage in this little area. So I'm guessing our goal is over there. Yeah, straight ahead. Probably best to go that way. Hit the campfire, then go that way. Looks like there's just watchers over there. Alright. Quick save. So there is a Ravager, but we can override him if we have to. You come over, and if I knock you down, will it attract the Glinthawks? That is the quick question. Glinthawks, are you gonna come, or is he hidden? Okay. Could take a wide berth. I have no interest in fighting these small fries. Alright. There's Mr. Ravager. He's got a pretty big patrol. Gonna let him walk by. Oh, you hang out for a second, okay. For such advanced machines, I'm surprised they don't have some sort of, sonar or radar.
Setting won't be easy in the snow.
Instead, they're based on visual and audio inputs instead of, maybe like thermal or radar or sonar or any of that. But nope, just hide in tall grass and you're invisible to machines. Alright, so keep an eye out for that lookout point.
Red light means trouble. Guessing that I'm almost there.
Alright, we're gonna cheat this. Alright, big guy, come over here. You're out of range. Yeah, I think I'm out of range.
That one
Nope,
held.
nope. Yeah, I'm gonna cheat.
One hold.
Yeah, that's fine. He's overridden, so we're good. Alright. back to your business. All right. It's supposed to be, a big, drawn out fight. Stormbird on a mountain with, a blizzard going on, but, I don't feel like doing that. Get out of the water, it's really cold. Right. Ah, come on. Thank you. I think the vantage point's up here. If I can get to it somehow. Oh, I see it. As I always say, why make it hard on yourself? The game gives you tools for a reason. I know some of you are probably expecting, a grand fight with the Stormbird, but I was like, eh. Oop, I forgot to turn that off. Ruins.
Apocalypse Storm Tour, Day 10. So here's where I learned how the world would end. My second apocalypse in a year. Looks like there's a lot of construction going on now. Why would that be?
I forgot to turn that off. Sorry. Looks like they're building Gaia's Prime. He's just gonna sit there because he has no. Because he has no set, patrol area. He's gonna sit there and flap all he wants. All right. We have 7 skills. Holy crap. Collectible. Ooh, really long text. So, if you want to read it, just pause it here. I will scroll it down here in a moment, and I'll see you when we get back. Actually, go right here. Oh yeah. So basically, he was like in the Deep Secrets of the Earth, where we learned about the Project Gaia, Zero Dawn. All these people doing stuff. I guess she was this Samya Abijad, or sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but Samina, I think is how you pronounce that part. Yeah, she was working on trying to preserve data for as long as possible, which is why she contacted this guy. Because he worked on a project that would have, long-lasting storage. Yeah. With the Eternity chip, I think he called it here. Yeah, 50,000 years or more without degradation. Yep, and then he learned about the Pharaoh's robots and the end of the world. Alright, there we go. Just 3 skills left and we have a full tree. Alright. Before I get to you, I'm going to pause it real quick because I forgot to turn off my notifications, so I'll be right back. Alright. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to turn those off every now and then. That really hurt? Okay. Yeah, but the notification was the trophy to finding all the vantage points. Yeah. All right. Oops. Wrong button. Yeah, there shouldn't really be anything else up here, I don't think. Alright, let's just get going, I guess. Yeah, so we know that Gaia blew herself up in an attempt to destroy Hades, but Hades wormed its way out. Yeah. And in the process, it loosed all the other subroutines free to the world to scatter about. And Hephaestus, was doing its thing, building robots and whatnot.
Gaia's sacrifice. It did this. Cracked the inside of the mountain like it was an egg.
Yes. Quickly now. I've prepared the way ahead for you.
So you've been in here before?
To a point. You'll see.
Alright. Yep. Jeez. What kind of explosion ripped the heart of the mountain apart? God damn. I think even with modern weaponries, I don't think it's possible to do
You made
this.
a climbing path for me, but left an army of machines for me to deal with?
Since when were machines any obstacle for you? If you could fly, I wouldn't have bothered with the climbing path either.
But, yeah, the power needed to do this is, as I was saying, even with modern weaponries, I don't think it's possible to do this in one explosion. But yeah, you could come up here before this mission, but this is as far as you get. This little grab-on point is not here until this mission, so you can come up here, do all the fights, see this vantage point, but that's as far as you get.
Don't look down. Don't look down.
Okay, that's the grapple point down. Alright, so I'm pretty sure the last of the power cells we need is in here for the ancient armor. I think it's in here somewhere. So I'm gonna have to be on the lookout for it. Don't know where it is, but I know it's here.
This is exactly the kind of place I expected to find you in, Silence.
Thank you. It's one of many workshops I've constructed over the years.
Alright. It's like you use the tools and whatnot.
For years, I tried to get through this hatch. I drilled, I burned, I blasted. But we both know that you won't have any trouble getting through.
You make it sound like I should apologize.
Not at all. It never occurred to me that the way through would not be with force, but with a key. A key in human form. The failure of imagination was mine, not yours.
Looks like you've spent a lot of time here.
19 years ago, a great explosion destroyed this mountain. Gaia's death, your birth. The echo could be heard as far as the claim. Ash darkened the skies. How they fretted in Meridian as they tried to read this omen. The crater burned for weeks, but when it cooled, I was the first to behold what lay within. Over time, the machines closed ranks to protect it. Useful. Soon, no one dared to come here. Except me.
I thought you might actually be here this time. Actually, here.
Why? My presence is unnecessary. You don't need my help to pass through this door. You were the one born to do this, not me.
Yes.
In her message, Gaia said we could restore her, but after seeing the damage, how could that be?
She said any effort to repair her must come after Hades is destroyed. I concur. Rebuilding the terraforming system now might allow Hades to use it as a weapon. Because of Gaia's sacrifice, it has been forced to search for means that are less convenient.
But do you think it's even possible to restore Gaia?
You know what the cauldrons are capable of. How they fabricate any technology necessary to create a machine. By the same principle, it should be possible to replicate every technology necessary to repair Gaia. But that would take years. And we're counting the time we have left by the hour.
Yeah, well, that has to be done in another game, and not right now. Alright, we're going in.
It's time for me to head in.
Yes. When you find the Master Override, you will gain the power to defeat Hades. Everything depends on you.
Alright. Take a quick look at some of this equipment. That might be like a drill machine, boring machine he tried to use on the door. Some serious door. Oh, we can talk to you again. Huh, well, I don't think you have anything new.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to get going.
Oh, yeah. So I guess he'll be here once we come out. Alright. Time to look into the mountain. Gotta keep our eye out on that power cell.
Genetic identity confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobek. You are clear to proceed.
Alright. I have a feeling there's not going to be a lot of fighting, but definitely a lot of reading and lore. Alright, let's go this way first. Supply crate. Where are you?
Logging arrivals. Shan Margot.
Welcome to Frozen Hell. Population 10.
11 counting Gaia.
Don't count your chicken embryos before they're incubated, hon. She's still firing up. Be a while before you eat that omelet.
I'm vegan, Travis. You think we'd worked in the same secret base long enough for you to notice?
We weren't scheduled to shack up here for another 3 weeks. You realize I just lost 350 kilos of pre-code smut comics in transit.
Wait, actual physical media? Why didn't you have it digitized?
Can't beat the feel of physical media on your fingers. And in here, we ain't gonna be touching a whole lot else. Figured I was gonna pass the time archiving them. What about you?
Me? Work, I guess. My task queue stretches out for like 3 years. There's a lot of sharp edges to round off. After that, I hadn't really thought about it.
Oh, you will. You what, 30? Reckon you'll be the one turning the lights off at the end. Food for thought, huh, vegan?
This sucks forever.
Nah, not forever. Just the rest of your life.
Yep. It's basically their tomb. Yep. Because once they're inside, they can't go back out. Otherwise, they'd be death by, the inhospitable atmosphere and, environment, or by the machines. So, it's their tomb.
Mind your footing.
Oh. So otherwise, you would probably just walk off. Do you go all the way down? Yeah, all the way down. Gotta go that way. This just take us down there, right? Yeah, right down here. Okay. Gotta explore.
Guess that's my way across.
Don't want to go that way yet. Looks like that zip line's back us this way. So there's a shimmy over there. Let's go that way. I'm gonna see what this way is. Trying to. Oh, come on, you can do it. There you go. What's down here? I highly doubt this is the way to go. Is this where I think it is?
This should be the last power cell I need to get to that ancient armor I found.
It's a good thing I explored around, because otherwise I would have missed that. Yeah, I was almost certain it would be down here. All right, so oh, we can go up this way. Oh wait, can we? Or do we have to jump across? Actually, because there's those, but I think that's the way down. No, it can't be right. So that's too high for us to jump up to, but that means there's another place to go. We don't jump across. I don't know. Yeah, it's too high for us to go. Let's head back up. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Because I can't get this. Goes here, out here, and that. Well, now it leads us back to the power cell. So where does that go? Unless that's like a way down, an alternate way down instead of the zip line. All right, I'm going to assume that's the not possible. All right, fine. We'll continue on. I found the thing I was looking for, so let's go this way.
Don't think, Aloy. Just do it.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
It's, held like this for 19 years, right?
Well,
Don't answer.
Well, yes, but now we're additional weight that disturbs the balance, so... yeah.
Glad that's over.
Okay, I thought that was like a little drop down. So it could go up, but let's go. Nope. Go left. Now go down. Thank you. So I saw something on the.
Not this way. Maybe further up the shaft.
Okay. Yes, there was just a resource box. Left, you can go right. This is probably dead end. Okay, I thought it was an actual pathway, but nope, it's a dead end. Looks like we gotta go left. Not this way. I'm just taking a look. So we find the thing up there, and that's probably the way down back to the exit. Okay, that makes a bit more sense.
This must have been where they lived. What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
Okay. Is this the way forward, or is it just a side path? Looks like the way forward. Let's check what this is. Okay. Another
Record.
audio.
I just woke up. I see the numbers, but can't make out the time. I was dreaming of... I was giving a lecture in Q Hall. Maybe it was something more shamanistic. I don't know. An audience of shadowy faces under a blank open sky. I told them the world ended with a bang. A plague of robots. But the last humans. We went out, not with a whimper, but a whisper. You know, in caves, ending like we started, huddled around a flickering glow. The heads of state, the Fortune 5s, the leaders and lottery winners and life cults, all of them buried in their little shelters. Some believing they'll live it out some way, somehow, or Elysium, or us here at Gaia Prime, no different. A multitude of tiny societies taking hold, flaring, dying. Some will be beautiful, some horrific, and none of them matter. Short-term civilizations. One last gasp. One last gasp before the long-held breath. Before I wake up, I know the audience is gone. I'm talking to myself. To a quiet planet, a barren sphere. Just Gaia and her long, long dreaming. I hope she won't be lonely.
Damn. Yeah, it's like the last audio log we heard, the guy said that, considering she was the youngest, she may be the last human on Earth until, the repopulation. God damn. I wouldn't want to be that. Last person on Earth stuck in a cold, lifeless shell of a mountain. The world outside, nothing but barren rock and an inhospitable environment. Killer robots around every corner, waiting for Gaia to generate the deactivation codes to turn those robots off. But even then, the world's still barren and inhospitable. Not for another 1,000 years. That's...
Evacuation happened so fast. No time to think things through. No time for goodbyes. There were lines in the medical ward. I told Tom Pake I'd be with him when he went under. But there was one last shipment of Paradiseidae zygotes I could get processed if I rushed. I'm still angry at him for forcing me to choose. Angry at myself for... Well, he died alone. And I didn't get the bloody birds of paradise saved either. All the time left in the world now to think. Gaia Prime's locks are sealed. Elysium sealed up, safe and sound. A distance of miles, but it might as well be on the other side of the galaxy. All the betas and gammas and support staff living their lives. If I hadn't been an alpha, if things had gone differently, I could have been there. Instead, I'm spending the rest of my unnatural life in here with people I don't even like. And without the one I would have gladly spent my life with. Given the chance. 2 hours since I signed off on the final executables, and I'm already a bitter old man bitching to his focus. There's a thought for future generations.
Yep. Yep, the end of the world. Is this the dead end? Nope. Yep, okay. Okay, I'm kind of discombobulated. We came this way. Okay, so we have to go back here. This way and then this way.
Elizabeth's room. I know it. She didn't even get a chance to unpack. These are her journals. Elizabeth's journals. And they're all destroyed?
Scan them. The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow. To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
Days, weeks, years. Concern yourself with stopping Hades and extending the future, and you might live long enough to hear them.
That is true. Solid storage, state devices, cursory scan indicates severe damage, corruption for impact and exposure damage. Okay. Oh, so external. Under repair. These will probably become available as we go through the quest. We got more skill points. No, we spent them. Okay. Nope. So we came that way. Okay. Your cutscene made me lose my train. All right, so. So we came from this way, we went this way, go this way, then this way, then we found the journals, and then we go this way. Okay.
Elizabeth. What is this?
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility. Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged from the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Well, I'm not going out there. Not what I signed up for.
Either we send someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh no. Okay, everyone. I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabeth, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen. The swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete. She'll take care of things from here on out. That's what she does.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me. I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
So, happy trails, Liz. And see you around.
Yeah. Take care of each other, all right?
Liz.
I'm okay with this. I want to go home. Goodbye.
That was the last transmission of Elizabeth Sobek. She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
Let's scan these first. Nope, not you, this one.
Hell, Liz. I know you're never gonna hear this. That's not the point. You got to play the savior and the martyr all at once this time. Great work.
Look, Liz. You're a pretty stand-up gal. I'm sorry you died. If you had a home to go to, I hope you got there first. But this monument Ronson's made to you? Kinda creepy if you ask me. Rest in peace, Liz. God knows you earned it.
Gene locked for Elizabeth Sobek.
You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you a eulogy. I had to try to express all your children. After all Apollo has taught them, they'll think they know everything. But they have to understand what you did for them. How you loved the whole world so much. With an intensity that was dazzling. Bruising. And in the end, it killed you. Or you died for it. Different perspectives. No one could keep up with you, live up to you. I don't know, maybe if I hadn't taken that postdoc in Joburg. I'm glad you shot down the Lightkeeper protocol in the end. I don't think I could have taken seeing another one of you. I mean, Elizabeth Sobek. There's only one. I miss you.
Aloy?
She's gone. Really gone.
You knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were beyond exceptional.
While her people bickered, she was the one who took responsibility. The only one who could.
She was better than them.
That's not what I said.
She was. You shouldn't be afraid to admit it.
Not in the way you mean.
You think she was better because she was smart. Because she designed Zero Dawn, but you missed the point. What made her great was that she was willing to sacrifice herself. For others. For everyone who would come later.
No. She couldn't let her creation fail. You're confusing will for sentimentality.
You're wrong. Remember, she knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught Gaia to feel. To care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight against hopelessness. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended. You and I would never have existed.
Your argument is sound. I'm sorry for your loss.
She said she wanted to go home. Maybe.
What?
Nothing. It's time to go on.
Maybe we can find her body on the way to her house. Wherever her home was. Alright, so... Is that door open now? Yes, it's open now, so we probably go through there. Let's see what's this way. Yep, she taught Gaia to feel. Core control.
Hello, Margot. How are you holding up?
Dr. Ronson, I've been getting a lot of messages, unsolicited messages from Ted.
Margot, I'm sorry. With Liz gone, we've got no one to run interference with him. I'll talk to Ted. He mostly wants updates, constant updates, hundreds of updates on things he knows nothing about. Liz used to field all of his crap.
He doesn't understand the systems at all. That was kind of by design. But he's getting pretty sketchy with me.
We just have to keep him happy. Liz always said, keep him happy.
Are you kidding? You ever hear how she talked to him?
She was managing him, Margot.
I mean, maybe I should ignore him. He's buried in his pyramid with the Hola Hola girls and Panta Antimod cuckoos. What can he do?
Buried in his pyramid with his cuckoo people. Oh, Ted, I think I You're spiraling out of control, probably. And with Liz gone, your final hold on reality is probably slipping. The whole, responsible for the robots, blah, 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 end of the world. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he hooked up with the Doomsday cult or something. But we'll see what happens.
What are we gonna plug into their heads, Les? A whole lot of history? A whole lot of so-called truth? A whole lot of noise? It's not pablum, Les. It's poison.
Uh-oh. Okay. I have a feeling he did something to Apollo, just from that alone. Plug into the head. It's a lot of problems, but it's poison. Yeah, I think he did something to Apollo.
There's another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Because it was armored, you found the control room.
I'm on my way.
Come on. Really? Come on. Thank you. All right. The solution.
I've been taking a hard look at the project. In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition. By. Subtraction. I can make it better, Liz. With a single stroke. Make it all go away.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Continue.
Me neither, Aloy. Me neither. Not that way. No, it's gotta be that way. Unless it's right here. Yeah, addition by subtraction. What are we subtracting, Mr. Pharaoh? That's probably the way out, yeah. Because the zip line down to the exit.
What? When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
But the alphas were in there.
These are them. Oh, something bad happened. All right. Let's see what happened.
I'm locked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance?
Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen.
okay? To what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. And what I'm trying to say is, I can't stop thinking about the ones who come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted, we've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
Ted, it doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone. All of it. Every copy.
A sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, it's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard! Millennia of culture!
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Venting atmosphere.
Oh, Ted. I don't know what to say. Crazy man got controlled the system, purged all of human knowledge, and then killed 12 people. Well, 9, but
He killed them all.
So this is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter in the Sun Ring. Everything these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, evaporated, turned to dust, scattered to the void, like the Alphas themselves.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, silence. Hope.
Aloy, silence only cares about knowledge, you know. But the best way to comfort him it would be to say, you know, even knowledge can always be relearned, rediscovered. Pick up Master Override.
The Master Override. That's so small.
Now all you have to do is kill Hades with it.
Return to the workshop. I wanted to check out this room. Supplies. Cool. This way down, take the zip line back to the beginning. Yep. Well, Ted fell off the deep end.
Is that good?
Try not to fall to your death. The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
No, it doesn't. So yeah, Pharaoh off the deep end, deep sixed all of Apollo, and then killed all those people. I mean, knowledge is a scary thing, or can be. Yeah. But I don't know. Was it? I don't know. I don't know. I'll try to go over there.
You're here.
For a moment.
What?
Our journey together has come to an end, Aloy. But before I go, I think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
Go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered. Such knowledge, you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the Eclipse. Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because your success depends on knowing this. When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian. The Spire. Now, why would that be?
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. Its code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems. Hades wants to send a new transmission. To wake the machines, so they can devour the world all over again.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
So the Eclipse, the robots they've resurrected, they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the Eclipse, everything.
It's a long story, Aloy.
Then get started.
It began with a focus, recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many years ago. In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a flicker of life in it. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new dimension of perception revealed, right before my eyes. That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something was searching, just like I was.
A real kindred spirit.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of the Jewel.
So you thought it was a titan? An old war machine?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. But this was different. This was not quite dead. It couldn't speak when I found it, until my repairs gave it a voice. So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, its tribes and machines. But the Spire was always its foremost concern.
Yep. Alright, I mean, sure, I can't blame you on that. You didn't know what it was. It was just a thing that you talked to learn about stuff, about the past and all that jazz. But then Ayla came along and you revealed to know exactly what it was, what it's trying to do.
What did it want to know about the Spire?
Its precise location, the surrounding geography, who controlled the land. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient technology. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had a couple dozen up and running.
Enough to equip a small army.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no idea.
I mean, both of those aren't easy, but sure. You can't really learn one without the other, because I'm pretty sure calculus was created to, put physics to numbers.
And the Shadow Karja? How did they become involved?
The Karja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity? That's what it was to you?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology. So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
I mean, it was still a way for you to learn, and at that point, it was just a machine that wanted stuff, I guess.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian. And neither did you.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. What were a few more? Besides, I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specifications. A thrilling technical challenge, especially with the alterations I included of my own design.
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yes. I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it. I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network. Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity and communications.
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot. With my technology. I questioned Hades about its intentions.
A little late.
Indeed. I'd already outlived my usefulness. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to receive my reward. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
Well, serves you right, I guess.
So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora mountain. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the Earth. I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
I mean, nothing you won't do for knowledge. Well, that's true. He'd do anything for it, but I mean, he's helped us against Hades, so I guess I'll be nice. I'll be nice.
You've done terrible things, Silence. But you've also done what you could to undo them. I can't say you've balanced the scale, but at least you've tried.
To be clear, Aloy, I would do it all again. A few more safeguards, perhaps. But basically the same.
Really? So much for learning from mistakes.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you. Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Silence! Where will you go?
Elsewhere. And everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
Yep. I guess these are like little data logs from Silence.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it? Entity is not known. I'm called Silence, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name? Hades. You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine. Define timeline. Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Karja Sundom's reign. Define Karja. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me. Titan frame merely houses intellect. Define Karja. Now that's more like it.
Time frame only houses intellect. Buried shadow.
They're coming. Preparations are complete. Ah, Lucent Bahavas. Behold, as I promised you.
What manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Karja in shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow, I don't understand.
Did Araman understand the glint hawk that perched upon the alight?
It speaks scripture.
Araman followed the shadow cast from the spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O shadow of prophecy?
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
Yeah. Hades.
Task is complete. Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing? Data has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer. How inconvenient for me. Come before me. You shall receive your reward. Very well. Helis. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Silence.
Silence. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
Ah, Okay, but anyway, quantum processing. Eesh. Now that's a big step forward. Alright, grab the spear. Alright. Obtain Silence's lance. Alright, and the next one is the Looming Shadow. He intends to use Spire to transmit the resurrection signal, calling millions of buried war machines from the graves. When the time comes, Aloy must stand against the shadow, but she will not fight alone. Okay. And I think this is the final mission. Yes, I believe, pretty sure that's the final one. So yeah. So now we have Silence's lance, so if we attack, bam. Alright, so now we have this until we complete the game. So what's our time? Ooh, it's a pretty long one. Alright. Actually, let me...
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
It's true. Alright. Oops. Gaia Prime. Alright. I just want to find a... let's go here. We'll go here. Oh, Sobek journals. File has been restored. These are the little voicemails. First meeting. Okay, I probably missed some of these somewhere. Omega override events. Memorial. File damaged. Undergoing repair. Ooh. Alright. If you want to read it, just pause it here. I will scroll down here in a moment. And I'll see you when we get back. Alright, so basically the beginnings of the Zero Dawn project. Okay. Alright, got another thing. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Actually, we're going to fast travel back to the Nora lands because I want to... no, we'll do that next episode. Actually, let me go to here because I want to do Ross. Let's start next episode. All right. Yeah, come on. Thank you.
To think he built all this.
Yes, he did.
So many memories. It's not home anymore. Not without Rost. There's nothing for me here anymore.
quick save, and then call an episode.
It's heavy.
Oh.
World's going white.
Yeah, it's called Snow. But anyway, yep, gonna call an episode right here. Yep. We did I think the second to last quest in the main quest line of the base game. Yep, the mountain that fell, where we travel to Gaia Prime, where the Alpha project leads of Zero Dawn were, well, for lack of a better word, entombed in the mountain and the end of days. Yeah. And they were there, I think, there to just kind of oversee, the Gaia's, awakening and all that initialization stuff. But then we learned that Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself to kind of reseal the doors so the Pharaoh Swarm wouldn't detect them. But in doing so, she had to do it from outside. So in doing so, yeah, she basically doomed herself to an early grave. Because there's no way to go back in. And once you're outside, the robots are going to eventually find you if you're not careful. But she did say she was going to go home. So we may be able to find her at the end. And also learned that Ted Pharaoh went off the deep end. And by deep end, I mean way out in, the Marianas Trench deep. I think he hooked up with some, doomsday cult or something from one of the audio logs that we picked up. But found the last power cell. I knew the last one was going to be in there. So we have all the power cells we need to get to the ancient armor in that little bunker. But I'll do that at the beginning of the next episode. A bunch of audio logs, some text logs, and we found our way into Gaia Prime's control center, which survived the blast of Gaia's suicide because it was apparently armored. So, but when we opened the door, the air rushed in, which tells us that it was under negative pressure. Yeah, the air was sucked out. And inside, we found the mummified remains of the Alphas all around the little conference table. And the recording showed Ted Pharos. He created a back door into the Zero Dawn systems, an Omega override, if you want to call it that. Where he deep-sixed Project Apollo, all of human knowledge, all of history and all that, gone. So I guess it wasn't... So there's no way to get it back, I think, if he deleted all the copies. I was thinking, maybe he just, disconnected it to be lost forever, but nope, he straight up destroyed it. Way to go. And his rationale was to protect us, to protect those that come after from the poison of the people of his age, I guess, or their knowledge at least. I don't know. The man was crazy at that point. With Elizabeth gone, he finally snapped. But, and then after he destroyed Apollo, he killed all the Alphas by sealing them in the room and then taking all the air out. But inside was the master override to Hades, so we can now kill him once we get close enough to it. But, and then we talked to Silence along the way, where he finally showed up at the end. We got a long exposition on his cooperation with Hades and the Eclipse. So he found Hades, trapped in a little Titan's brain for the most part. Repaired it, set up the cults, the Eclipse people, the Focus Network, and then in the end, all it did was want him dead. Well, so he was on the run from them, I guess, for a long time, until we came along. Yeah. So he gave us his little history, and then he gave us his spear. Though I don't trust him. Like he said, fool enough to serve, but not foolish enough not to trust. So, I don't know. I think we'll be seeing him again. Actually, you will see him again in the sequel, the Forbidden West. So he does show up in there. But, all right. Yeah, well. Yep, and now for the next episode, we'll start off talking to Rost. So I think I've meant to do that either this episode or the one last, but I'll definitely talk to Rost next episode. Go grab the ancient armor, and then I'll probably start the Frozen Wilds DLC. I think this last mission, the Looming Shadows, the final mission in the main campaign, but I believe once you do it, it puts you back to a save state before doing it for some reason. So I think it'll also do the ending cutscene credits and all that. So I'll push that off till the very end. So I'll do Frozen Wilds next. Hopefully it won't take too long, but who knows. So the Looming Shadow is going to have to wait until the very end, because that is the final battle against Hades. And with all the side quests we did, hopefully it shouldn't be too hard, because I think we did end up with, I think everybody is going to show up in the battle. I think everyone that can possibly show up is going to show up, because if we don't do side quests, they won't show up. Like the Heart of the Nora, like where we after we saved the Nora lands, we went inside the mountain, all those people were there because they were probably there because we helped them during the various side quests during the game. So so I know that same thing is going to apply to this final mission. So all those side quests we did, it's going to help out. So hopefully the last mission ain't going to be too bad, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. But yeah. So next episode, Frozen Wilds. And I have never done it. It'll be my first time doing it, so it's either going to be amazing or it's going to punch me in the face. I wouldn't be surprised if it punched me in the face. But again, we'll find out in the next episode. So I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.